All right, let's cut the fluff. You've seen the guy in white waving from balconies, kissing babies, showing up in Pope mobiles like a holy celebrity. But have you ever actually wondered, what does the Pope do? I mean, what is this guy's job description? Does he just sit around all day being holy? Welcome to today's deep dive into the Vatican's head honcho, spiritual CEO, and probably the most overdressed man on earth, the Pope. Buckle up. Or don't. I'm not your mom. So yeah, that's the story. Pope Francis left us, but his mark is going to be there forever. Like that graffiti you can't cover no matter how many times you paint over it. Life goes on. The Vatican will elect another pope, the world keeps spinning, and we'll keep whining on Twitter. Who even is the Pope? Okay, so first off, the Pope is the Bishop of Rome. That sounds basic, but it basically means he's the top dog in the Catholic Church. Supreme Pontiff, Vicar of Christ, successor of St. Peter. Yeah, they love the titles. He's the spiritual leader of more than 1.3 billion Catholics around the world. That's like 1 in 6 people on Earth. No pressure, right? And no, he wasn't born the Pope. He started as a regular dude, became a priest, climbed the holy corporate ladder to bishop, then cardinal, and then finally, bam, Pope. Kinda like a long-term job promotion with extra incense. So, what does the Pope actually do all day? You're probably thinking, cool robe, bro, but do you actually do anything besides wave at crowds? Well, yeah. Let's break it down. 1. Spiritual leader of the church. Yeah, that's the big one. The Pope is the face of Catholicism. He sets the tone for the church's spiritual and moral direction. So when he says something, it's a big deal. Like when he says, be nice to the poor, or stop killing the planet, Catholics listen. Or at least they pretend to. He's basically the religious dad of over 1 billion people. Busy guy. 2. Interpreting doctrine. The Pope has the power of infallibility. Sounds like a superpower, right? But here's the catch. He's only infallible when he speaks ex cathedra, meaning from the chair. No, not any chair. The chair of St. Peter. And when that happens, whatever he says on matters of faith and morals becomes official church teaching. Like carved in stone level official. This doesn't happen every Tuesday though. It's rare, but powerful. 3. Appointing bishops. You know how the Catholic Church has bishops running things in different parts of the world? The Pope's the guy who appoints them. He's the boss handing out the promotions. So if a bishop messes up, well, awkward. 4. Writing encyclicals and letters. Pope also writes. A lot. Encyclicals are like long, open letters that outline the church's take on stuff like poverty, war, economics, climate change, human dignity. Light reading, really. These things aren't bedtime stories. They're policy, reflection, and sometimes low-key calls to action. People actually study these things in seminaries and universities. Go figure. 5. Running the Vatican. Oh yeah, did I mention the Pope is also a head of state? The Vatican is technically its own country. Smallest one in the world, actually. Population? Around 800. And guess who's the president, monarch, and mayor all rolled into one? Yep. Mr. Pope. So he oversees a government, a bank, diplomatic relations, and even security services. Not quite James Bond, but still. 6. Diplomacy. The Pope meets with world leaders more often than your favorite influencer posts selfies. Presidents, prime ministers, kings, queens, you name it. They come for a photo op, but also because the Pope still has mad soft power. What he says influences policy, dialogue, peace talks. It's kind of a big deal. 7. Holding masses and ceremonies. The Pope celebrates Mass, especially on big days like Christmas, Easter, canonizations, aka this person is officially a saint now, and World Youth Day. These Masses are huge. Thousands of people, TV coverage, drones, choirs, more incense than a crystal shop in Brooklyn. It's a whole thing. 8. Appointing cardinals. Cardinals are basically the Pope's crew. They help govern the church and, most importantly, they elect the next Pope when he kicks the bucket, or retires because that's a thing now. So when the Pope picks new cardinals, he's shaping the future of the church. like laying the groundwork for the next generation of holy leadership. 9. Managing crises. Sexual abuse scandals, corruption, wars, human rights issues, the Pope has to speak out, take action, and try to clean up messes that have been festering for decades. Not exactly a chill gig. He doesn't have a magic wand, but people expect him to be some kind of divine janitor. Expectations, high. Tools, mostly words and hope. 10. Inspiring the masses. At the end of the day, the Pope is supposed to inspire. Whether he's talking to refugees, washing prisoners' feet, or calling for justice, he's supposed to be the ultimate hype man for compassion, faith, and good vibes. Sometimes people love him. Sometimes they rage tweet. But he keeps going. St. Lavelle patience, probably. Does the Pope have free time? Believe it or not, he's got a schedule tighter than your phone storage. Wake up early, pray, eat, probably not much. Meet with officials, celebrate Mass, write stuff, read reports, host visitors, smile for cameras, pray some more. And he still finds time to tweet. Yeah, the Pope tweets. What a time to be alive. So, is the Pope just a religious celebrity? Okay, yes, the Pope has some celebrity vibes. People cry when they see him. His face is on merch. He even has fan pages. But under all that hype, he's doing some legit heavy lifting. He balances spiritual leadership, political influence, cultural presence, historical weight, and about 2 millennia of expectations, all while dressed in white, in the summer, in Rome. That's commitment. Can the Pope do whatever he wants? Not exactly. He's got authority, but he can't just drop a new rule every morning like it's a Netflix show. He has to follow canon law, tradition, theological frameworks, and honestly, a ton of bureaucracy. The Pope is kind of like the captain of a massive ancient cruise ship. He can steer, but turning that thing around takes time. And a lot of prayer. What he doesn't do. He doesn't go clubbing in Rome, probably. He doesn't write homilies like TikTok scripts. He doesn't micromanage your local parish priest. He doesn't walk on water. Sorry, despite the myths, he's still human. He gets tired. He gets old. He has bad days. He probably sighs when someone asks him to bless their cat for the 5th time this week. Why do people even care about the Pope? Because for Catholics, he represents unity. He's a living link to the apostles, to Jesus, to tradition. For non-Catholics, he's still a moral figure, a global symbol, a peace advocate. Even atheists sometimes nod and go, all right, Pope guy made a good point there. That's saying something. Is being Pope worth it? Depends on how you feel about constant pressure, zero privacy, tight schedules, and people expecting you to be holy 24/7. It's not exactly vacation life. But for someone who truly believes in the mission, who wants to serve, guide, and make the world a bit better, then yeah, maybe it's worth it. Plus, you get cool hats. That's gotta count for something. So what does the Pope do? Short answer, a lot. Long answer, he leads a church, runs a country, appoints leaders, inspires billions, makes tough calls, handles scandals, and tries to keep hope alive in a chaotic world. All while being judged by everyone all the time. Still think he just sits around sipping holy tea? Next time you see the Pope on TV, just remember, that dude's job is way harder than yours. Respect the hustle. Or don't. Like I said, I'm not your mom. Peace.